We've talked about this before. Offense wins games, but defense wins championships. Well, if you don't win any games, then you're not going to win any championships. That means you need to step your offensive game up. And for what I'm seeing online and on YouTube, your offense sucks. And in this video, I'm going to tell you 5 reasons why. And without further ado, class is now in session.
Just coming. Carr puts some air under it. Wide open is Rex for the touchdown. Just incredible. This is simple. You're going to stutter it, and then you're going to go. And Lamar Jackson, he just stops his feet. And that's just situational awareness. You know, look, Henry Ruggs runs 4.
In previous videos, we took a deep dive into stopping your opponents from scoring. Now the real fun begins. Offense. When you get to the point to where you're dictating to the defense what you want them to do, then you will be unstoppable. But unfortunately, most of you suck on offense. But that's okay. I'm about to tell you 5 reasons why you suck and how to fix it. So before we go further in this video, please go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell notification icon so you never miss any of our videos. The first reason why you struggle on offense is because you call the same 4 or 5 plays throughout the game. If you're calling the same plays throughout the game, unless you have a superior team, a good player will be able to stop you by your second or third drive in the game, and you'll have a hard time scoring. This is especially true when you're playing in a franchise where you're going to be playing the same players over and over again, especially within your division. You have to mix up your plays to keep your defense off balance. The second reason why you struggle on offense is you're not utilizing the run enough to open up your passing game. This will also expand your playbook if you call running plays in the same formations that you like to pass in. Utilizing the run doesn't allow your opponent to just put 8 or 9 guys in coverage looking for the pass every time. If you can run the ball successfully, you'll make them get out that zone, and then they'll have to use run blitzes and or may play more man-to-man defense in order to stop the run. Now you'll be able to mix in the pass a lot easier because they can't afford to have everybody back in coverage. The third reason why you are struggling on offense is because you're always looking for the home run or the big play. Catching your opponent off guard and connecting on the big play once in a while is great, but you don't have to always look for it on every play. If you're doing what we talked about before, mixing up your play calls and utilizing the run to set up your pass, then that will open up your big play for you. There is a fine line between dictating to the defense and taking what the defense gives you. For example, if the defense wants to sit back in deep zones, there's nothing wrong with taking a check down and taking your 5 to 7 yards. These type of plays will keep you ahead of the chains and moving the ball down the field. Your opponent will eventually have to bring his defense closer to the line of scrimmage, and now you can hit them with bigger plays over the top. You can also set this up by utilizing your run and being effective, and then using play action to get over top of the defense. Reason number 4 why you struggle on offense: not protecting your quarterback by sending too many people in the route. Protecting your quarterback is the absolute most important thing you can do on offense. Every team's offensive line is different depending on how good your personnel is. You may need to leave a running back and or tight end in to block. If this is the case, then that's why it's very important that you utilize the run game and mix up your plays so that you only need 2 or 3 people in the route to get open. The more time you have in the pocket, then there's less chance of turnovers and it's more time for your receivers to get open. Here's a quick side note. There are not many really good offensive linemen in the National Football League. So if you're doing a fantasy draft, I highly recommend that you prioritize getting your offensive linemen in the earlier rounds because they will play dividends in the future. Having a good offensive line allows you to have lesser talent at the running back and or wide receiver position because the holes will be open for the running backs and the wide receivers will have more time to get open. The 5th and final reason why you struggle on offense, and this is my opinion the most important, not taking the time to make your own playbook. Now most players will find their favorite playbook that Madden gives you, whatever that team may be, and however that playbook may have, you could find probably 10 or 15 plays that you really like. However, if you just take the time out of one day to make your own playbook, you can start off with your favorite playbook, and then you can delete or add any of the plays that Madden has to offer in the archives. And once you make your own playbook, you will see how much your offense can expand. You can also design a playbook that fits your specific team, whether it be your fantasy draft team or your regular franchise team or your favorite team that you like to play in ranked games. I personally have a playbook for each of the teams that I utilize. My Washington football team in ranked games and also my fantasy teams that I use during franchises. But having your own playbook is the key to mixing up your opponent and dictating what you want them to do instead of allowing the defense to dictate what they want you to do. I'll make a whole video dedicated to making your own playbook and the plays that I recommend that you use and how to make a balanced playbook. But until then, you can go ahead and I'll show you how to get started right now. First, you want to go over to the settings tab. Then you want to click on Custom Playbook. From there, you can choose whether you wanted to create an offensive or defensive playbook, or you want to edit an existing created playbook. For this example, we're going to create a new offensive playbook. Next, you choose the playbook you want to create from. Side note, you can't choose from the West Coast, balance, spread, run heavy, or any of those other non-team specific playbooks. Once you pick a playbook, you can adjust your audibles, look at your current playbook, look at all the plays that Madden has available, or you can look at the game plan if you are using coaching suggestions in certain situations. I won't go into too much detail here, so you can kind of play with it and do whatever you like from this point. I just want to point out two more things before you get started. You have a total of 500 plays that you can see right here in your playbook, and you currently have this number of plays already in your playbook that you picked to start with. You can subtract or add up to 500 plays. I also suggest that you pick your plays and complete your playbook before adjusting your audibles. You want to adjust your audibles last because every time you delete or change a play, it will affect your audibles, so you definitely want to do your audibles last. So, if you can eliminate these 5 reasons why your offense sucks, you can now start to really keep your opponent off balance and put the pressure on their defense, and I promise you, you will win a lot more games in your franchise and more ranked games. Without further ado, class dismiss.